This is the plaintiff, Juan Pagan. He says he was completely stopped at a red light when the defendant rear-ended him really hard. He got some whiplash. His car was crushed. The cop cited the defendant for a hit and run, and he just wants his $685.77 back. This is the defendant, Tamara Larson. She says she and the plaintiff were at a dead standstill at a red light when her foot slipped off the brake and she rolled into the plaintiff's car. She was going all of 2 miles an hour. They both got out of their cars, agreed there was no damage to either, and went on their merry ways. The next day, the cops accuse her of a hit and run. Huh? The plaintiff's now scamming her, and she will fight to the end to defend her good name. She's accused of slamming a guy from the rear.
Mr. Pagan, you are suing Ms. Larson for $685.77, the amount you say she owes you to fix your car that she rear-ended, correct?
Right.
Tell me what happened.
I was going west on Park Street.
Okay.
I was stopped at a red
Come
light.
on over here and show me on the board.
Okay.
You're going, pick a car you want to be.
Okay.
I don't know why there's 3 cars there.
Yeah. Well, there was a red light, so there was a car in front of me.
Oh, that's why there's 3 cars?
Yes. So I was completely stopped.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm just
minding your own business.
minding my own business. And she had a truck, so she had a big rendezvous. So she just, bam, just whacked me.
Did she whack you into the car in front of you?
No, she did not.
Okay. There was enough. Well, don't put him in the middle of the street.
Okay.
All right. So she, how fast? I know it's hard to say. I mean, was she going fast, or was it a slow roll, or?
I believe she didn't see me. It was like just a bam. Like
So it wasn't a foot slip off the brake thing?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Had you noticed her behind you at all before that, or no?
No.
All right. What was the damage to your car?
Where was it?
Yeah.
It was this area here.
Okay. Do you have pictures of the damage to
Yes,
your car?
I do.
May I see it? Okay. So do you get out of the car to survey the damage?
I get out the car.
Uh-huh.
I asked her if she was okay. I saw my damages. I took down her plate number. I asked her if she was okay. And she says, yeah, I have 2 kids in the car. Let me pull over.
Okay, where was the damage to the car? What part of your car?
The right bumper. Right.
Okay. The right bumper or the
Right.
left bumper?
Left side of the bumper,
Okay.
sorry.
All right, in the corner.
Right.
How was it in the corner when it was smacking, when the hit was smacking the middle?
Well, I guess she didn't hit me straight in the middle. Probably was right to the side.
Did she slam on the brakes?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, so go ahead.
So
she says, I have kids in the
yeah,
car.
she says, I have kids in the car. Let me pull over so we won't be in the middle of the road. So I pull over, and she just gets in the car and just evades the scene of the accident.
Okay, now, you had time to get her license plate number.
Yes, I did.
When did you get her license plate number?
Before she got out the car. I got out the car, and I looked. I had worked at a firm at that time.
A law firm?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know the process. I was like, you know what? Let me just take down the plate number just in case anything
How'd
happens.
you take down the plate number?
I took up my cell phone. I wrote it on my cell phone and saved it to my drafts.
Okay. So she, according to you, she then says she's going to pull the car over. What she does is take off.
Right.
All right. So you give the police. Did she see that you were writing down her plate number?
I don't know.
All right.
She must have. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
So according to you, she takes off with the kids, and then you call the police right there.
Right.
And you give them the plate number.
Right.
And then the police pay you a visit the next day. Why did you leave the scene?
Because there was no damage, like we discussed, and that's why.
But
I
who
mean,
gave you permission to
actually, I
leave
had
the
3
scene?
kids in the car. I had 3
So what?
kids in
I don't
the
care if
car.
you're in a hurry or whatever else. Who gives you permission to leave the scene?
You're right. Nobody does, but it was a busy area, and I've been in tons of fender benders that there's been nothing.
Oh, maybe you need to stop getting in fender benders.
I'm not driving on all of them, but, you know, over my lifetime with my mother, my father, my grandparents, my boyfriend, whoever.
Well, then maybe it's genetic, and you need to go into some kind of
Could
gene
be.
therapy
The
for your
blonde hair,
children.
perhaps. I don't know.
I don't know. People
Could
pay
be.
good money for that. I don't
Could be. But
what is the
regardless,
problem? Why would you leave the scene of an accident? That happens to be a criminal offense. You can't do that. You can't just leave the
I
scene.
didn't get charged with anything. The officer said,
I
and
don't
when the
care whether
officer
you got-
actually called me.
Lady, listen to my question. I'm not asking whether you got away with it.
I told you why.
And why you got away with it. Who gave you permission to leave the scene? For you to leave the scene, both sides
I
have
didn't
to be
realize
in
I had
agreement.
to have permission.
All you have to do is decide on your own that you don't feel like sticking around?
I guess when the two people involved agree on it, I assumed it, you know.
Okay,
which
I just
we were
asked you
assuming
that,
was,
and
yes.
you said I didn't need permission.
No, I said I didn't know I needed
So
permission.
he agreed that you could leave the scene.
Yes.
He said, go ahead and go home, no worries.
What I said was, I have 3 kids in the car. If we're going to do this, we need to pull over here.
And then
he was on the
said-
phone most of the time, but maybe because he was on the law firm, maybe he was trying to figure that out. But he was.
And he said to what you said, what?
He said, no, there's no damage. And I said, okay. And I got in my car and I went. And that's why when the cops knocked on my door, which the Hartford cops had called me before, and I told them exactly where to find me. I wasn't hiding from anyone.
Well, he got your license plate.
Yeah,
if he hadn't got your license plate, you would be completely
the
anonymous.
The Hartford cop even said
like
to
all
me,
those other fender benders.
The Hartford cop even said, oh, there's nothing wrong. He just wants to file a report in case there's injuries. And I said, okay.
What injuries were there?
That's what the Hartford cop said to me.
Back, mid-back, lower back, and right wrist.
Okay, and how do you say the accident happened?
Well, I had stopped at the red light, and actually, like I said, not an excuse, but I have 3 kids, and one of them was yelling for something extra.
Okay, the only thing I know is that you have 3 kids. I know that beyond any shadow of any doubt.
And I'm not
I'd
a
like
good
to hear how
driver.
the accident
And I'm
happened.
not a good driver, so you say.
And now, so you say, and
It's
that you've been
genetic.
in hundreds of
It's
fender
genetic.
benders. All right, go ahead. What
So-
happened? How'd the accident happen?
So, do you have to wait for the cops to come if the other side says wait?
I would say no,
Why?
because if you've given him all of your legal information, then that's all. I mean,
Yeah, but the fuzz is coming. Do you have to wait for the fuzz?
No, you give them all your stuff, so I'd say no. You don't have to.
Okay.
You should, but I think you should wait out of decency.
Out of decency. Well, decency has nothing to do with justice going inside the courtroom.
So I don't exactly remember how I took my foot off the brake. Like I said, there
But
was
according to you, you were
someone
at a
screaming
complete
at me.
stop?
Yes, and then then my daughter goes, "Ooh, Mom," and I looked up, and then that's when I got out of the car, and that's what we did, and that's when I left, and
And what is it that's going through your mind at that point? That he's
when-
trying to gin up some injury charges when there shouldn't be?
Yes, absolutely, right away. Even my daughter said it.
I got to tell you, I mean, it's an intensely low-speed accident. If this is all the damage it does, and you're telling me about how you have wrist injuries, you do understand that when you come to court, or are you under some? Did you get any advice about whether you should come to court to sue for any damages? Because you
attorney.
understand you're not going to be able to do an injury damage after that. That it's you have to do this.
Well,
whole...
against her, she was driving without insurance and she had a suspended license.
Okay,
And-
that's great. That doesn't answer
Right.
what I just asked. So did you hear what my question was? Or
Yes,
no?
I
What
did
did
talk
I
to my
ask?
attorney.
Right.
And I guess there's nothing I could do against her.
Okay, so you're not under the impression that you're going to have a subsequent injury case, right?
Right.
And you're not suing for injuries here. You're suing
Right.
for the damage
Just
to the
that
car.
right.
All right. Now, were you driving without insurance?
Nope,
Were you driving without a current license?
nope.
Okay. Where did you get the impression that she was driving without insurance or a current license?
I have the
I would
police
love to
report.
know those tickets.
Oh, let's see. Pardon me?
I don't have a car now, so.
What does that have to do with what
Well,
I
I'm saying,
what
'cause
is
right now-
with you people? What does that have to do with what I just asked?
Because I don't currently have a license, but that was after
you don't
that.
did you have a license
Yes.
then on the
Yes.
day that this happened?
According to the cops, yes, I did. I was told I did.
He's about to hand me a police report that, according to the cops, no, you didn't. Oh, look at that. Number 2, which is you, had a suspended license as of May 20th, 09. And,
nice to know.
And the accident happened when? July. And her insurance is expired. Wow, arrest warrant to... Oops. Have you... that was last July. Is there a warrant out for your arrest that you might not know about? That's
I
entirely
highly
possible. All
doubt it.
kidding aside.
Highly doubt it, no. If that was what I was doing, but that wasn't
All
what I
right,
was
lady,
doing.
pay the guy. Okay, not pay the guy $1 million for his personal injuries, but pay the guy $685.77 for the damage to his car you shouldn't have left. Okay, that's my verdict.
Well, that's about as guilty as you can get in the people's court. Step on out here, and you're the party we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I never denied I hit him.
you just keep shrugging your shoulders and saying that's you got the shoulder shrug defense going on here.
Well, I never denied I hit him. That wasn't that was not what I was saying. So
You were saying what?
that I hit him, but I don't think I hit him to do neck and back and all that injuries.
Well, he didn't sue you for that. He just sued
'Cause
you
he
for damage to the car.
because he couldn't.
All right, okay.
As his lawyers told him.
All right, so, sir,
Yes.
your feeling on this outcome here? What do you think?
I think justice was served. I mean, she hit me. Should be responsible. I mean, the reason I can't sue her for my injuries is because she has no insurance.
Mm-hmm. And so, you satisfied with what you came out with
Yes.
here?
Sure. Yes.
I don't know what else you could have done. How would you describe that defendant?
Psycho.
Okay.
I would
Harvey?
say.
Okay, Kurt, here's the deal. Legally, all you have to do is exchange information. But I'm telling you, if the other person calls the cops and the cops are coming, or you know the cops are coming, somebody call them, it is a really bad idea to leave the scene. There is a certain consciousness, a certain feeling that a judge would get that could really hurt you in the end. Bottom line, wait.